Good morning, everyone. Could everyone please take their seats? Thank you.
You're not going to do it, so. Yes, we do.
Just turn the malt off? No, do I have to keep this on? Make it the malt on. Yeah, hit mute. He muted. The microphone.
It's not doing anything.
They muted the mic.
Oh, they turned it off up there?
I don't know which way you're doing.
There you go. It's not coming right now, right? No, they're not. him up.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hello, Governor. Hi there.
After the speaking portion, move up front for the photo op while he shuffles to the ground.
Okay. So we can move up to where that podium is.
Yeah, for the photo op.
Okay.
And then off to the side, there'll be a booth.
I'll go off to the side of the.
Yeah, it'll be a bolt box with the microphone on a mic.
Yeah. Okay. So we set up our own.
Yeah. So they got that mic stand off to the right there.
Okay. Very nice. Well, we'll do. We can't use this setup?
I guess they wanted to do this or something.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we're streaming. I was sending the link to Stuart. No,
Okay. You can go right here. You don't have to.
Those your guys up there.
We're trying to get him.
I know.
You to me.
Wherever they're there. Someone had a track. How are you?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to South Amboy. I am Mayor Fred Henry, and in the state of New Jersey. South Amboy has a very rich history in transportation, going back to the Camden-Amboy railroads back in the 1830s, and we have a lot of things going on in town. And obviously this is one of the things that is going to help make South Amboy, Middlesex, even a better place to live. And it's going to help commuters, obviously, the main thing here, but it's also going to bring jobs to the area. And with that, I want to bring in the person who is very, very responsible for a lot of the things going on here, Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey.
No, I just said to Fred, I got promoted to mayor. Thank you very much, Fred. This is a pretty cool microphone. Give me 1 second. Good morning, everybody. Again, I want to thank Mayor Fred Henry for your always warm welcome to South Amboy. I didn't have to read that, by the way. It's true. So thank you very much for having us. I also want to acknowledge a couple of folks. Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, we're in your backyard, Yvonne, so thank you for everything you do. Freeholder Director Ron Rios. Ron, we love you. Thank you for everything. Freeholder Charlie Kenny's in the house. Charlie, thank you for everything you do. One of the guys who oversees the Board of Public Utilities and former state senator and dear friend Bob Gordon is with us. Bob, great to see you as well. So, we're brothers and sisters in labor, and so thank you to each of you for being here. Equally honored to stand up here with this, in addition to Mayor Fred Henry, with this all-star cast. A guy to my left, and it takes a village, and we can't do what we do as a state or as a government without the great leadership in our legislature, and it starts with the leadership in each of the houses, one of whom is with us today. We're also in his backyard, Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig Coughlin. Craig, thank you for everything. DOT Commissioner and Chair of the Board of NJ Transit, Diane Gutierrez-Scacchetti. Diane, thank you for everything. And NJ Transit President and CEO, the man to my right, Kevin Corbett. And to each and every one, and it's for all of us, it is great to be together and with so many whose hard work will ultimately pay off in the completion of a new rail span that will anchor the North Jersey coastline. Before I get into some very brief remarks, just a quick couple of overnight data points on COVID-19, which is still with us. We had 498 positive tests overnight. That's a little higher than we'd like, but we're also testing a ton of people in New Jersey. Sadly, 9 fatalities, 7 of whom were in the month of September. 406 people are in our hospitals, either confirmed with COVID or persons under investigation awaiting a positive test back. 23 new hospitalizations, and it's been sort of in the 20s or 30s the past few weeks, and that's more than we'd like. We'd like that to be 0, but that's a very manageable number relative to where we were a few months ago. The spot positivity rate is 1.85%. And so that means that over 98% of the people from a few days ago who got tested for COVID-19 tested negative. That's a good thing. And finally, the rate of transmission is still over 1, which is we're not wild about, but it has flattened and come down a hair, and it's 1.06. So I wanted to make sure I gave you all of that information. I must, back to the topic at hand, I must at the outset give a huge shout out to the construction team, to the brothers and sisters in labor, to the Harms Company, to all the folks who are associated with this. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge our federal partners. Federal Transit Administration Acting Administrator K.J. Williams, Regional Administrator Steve Goodman, Federal Rail Administration Administrator Ronald Vittori, and U.S. Department of Transportation Senior Advisor for Infrastructure, Peter Cipriano. It is an honor to join with everyone as we take another step at building the safe, modern, and reliable infrastructure that our state, our region, and our nation rely upon. Let there be no doubt New Jersey's economic lifeblood flows through strong infrastructure, especially in getting residents to and from work. Making their lives better is indeed essential to building a stronger, fairer, and importantly, more resilient economic future post-COVID-19. This project is not just about building a new bridge. It's about bringing together the latest in engineering and construction to build better and smarter. It's about recapturing our state's mantle as the corridor to the nation. It's about ensuring that our tomorrow is better than our today. Think about this just for a moment. River Draw first opened to rail service, I believe, Kevin, in 1908. Teddy Roosevelt was still President of the United States. It survived the 1918 flu pandemic and countless storms, including Superstorm Sandy, when it was wholly submerged. As we know, repairs and patches can only do so much against the ravages of time and nature, especially the water that washed over the river draw during Sandy, knocking the rails out of alignment, damaging bearings, and washing out the supportive embankment. Importantly, this project will also provide an economic stimulus at just the right time, and God knows we need it. It is projected that this project will create and support more than 5,700 good, overwhelmingly union jobs and pay the workers on site here more than $350 million in wages. And all total, the economic impact into the surrounding community will likely reach $1 billion. This project is not just a win for the roughly 11,000 daily commuters it will carry to work or to school or to play. It's not just a win for the thousands of families it will provide with good wages. It's a win for all of Middlesex County and the region. I should note one more thing about the history of this bridge. It is 2 years older than the famously bulky Portal Bridge up track through the Meadowlands. And Diane, you know this, which opened in 1910. So for commuters along the North Jersey coastline, their commutes required them to traverse two of the oldest and crankiest bridges, not just among any of NJ Transit rail lines, but in the entire United States. Thankfully, because of the hard work of NJ Transit and our partnership with the Federal Transit Administration, that span too is preparing to be replaced. And when it does, it means the work here will be augmented by the work there, and the dual headaches felt by thousands of commuters will be alleviated. Projects like this are at the heart of building a stronger, fairer, and more resilient post-COVID-19 New Jersey. It's about jobs today for sure, but it's equally about building for tomorrow. Again, my thanks to everyone who came together to get us to this point today, and I look forward to following the progress of this project and to the day when a new Raritan River Bridge opens to our commuters. With that, please help me welcome, again, a dear friend and a great leader, the Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig Coughlin.
Thank you, Governor, and thanks everybody for coming out today. This is a really critically important day, not just for the 19th District, not just for South Amboy, but really for the state of New Jersey and for people throughout the state of New Jersey. It's also very special. This happens to be the town that I was born and raised in and grew up in, and so I've seen this bridge for, well, the whole 62 years of my life so far, and it has stood as a landmark and stood as a place where you would come to and look at as we weren't allowed to be down here on the shore when we were kids, but we came anyway. But the ravages of time take their toll. As the governor pointed out, this has been here for over a century, constructed and put into use in 1908, and has stood the test of time well. But Sandy certainly took its toll on the bridge, and it's appropriate now that we put it back together and do it in a way that will not just support all the commuters of the rail, but will really augment the great work that Mayor Henry and his administration has done to bring about the ferry service that's projected to come in the very near future right here in South Amboy. It's my belief, and I'm 100% biased when it comes to this because I'm a big fan of the 19th District, having lived here my entire life, that it'll be the only place where you'll be able to have ferry and rail and use the same commuter parking lot when that is accomplished, which will really increase the use of the ferry and makes the train that much more important. And this bridge has always served as a critical link between the Jersey Shore, between central Middlesex County and Newark and Jersey City and in New York. And so it is also it's great that we're coming together to put this together, and as the governor has pointed out, it'll bring an economic advantage both to everyone in the state involved in putting together. It's a real job creator. It'll boost the economy here at South Amboy and throughout Middlesex County, reduces congestion hopefully on the roads, and helps move forward addressing the climate change issues that we know are so very real. So thank you, Governor, for your commitment to this. Thanks to our federal partners for their great support in it, to the Commissioner and to New Jersey Transit, and Mayor, you're a happy man, I know, as well, because there are times when the bridge is finicky, and that creates problems within the city. So it's a pleasure to be here with everybody. This is a fantastic project. Can't wait to get it started, and thanks everybody for making that possible today. Thanks very much.
Amen. And Craig will want to hear some of those stories when you were sneaking around here a couple of years ago. But in the meantime, you mentioned the feds. Again, it must be said that we continue to do everything we can to continue to find common ground with our federal partners, and this is a great example. This is 3/4 funded by the federal government, 1/4 funded by the Transportation Trust Fund. And if folks wonder, where the proceeds are coming from and why we pay what we pay, this is the example, a very good example of where those dollars end up. So again, Craig, thank you for everything and for your leadership. With that, please help me welcome the Commissioner of the Department of Transportation and, by the way, the Chair of the Board of New Jersey Transit, another great leader, Diane Gutierrez-Scicchetti.
I know, it's not snowing. Good morning. Thank you, Governor, for that introduction. It's so nice to be here with everyone today to celebrate the groundbreaking of the new Raritan River Bridge. This project is an example of the capital investment New Jersey Transit is making under Governor Murphy's leadership to improve our infrastructure. But if you look around, it's not the only investment in infrastructure we will be making over the course of the next several months. It is true that this bridge is 112 years old, and Speaker, I would say as we get older, we all get a little finicky, right? So it's not unexpected that a bridge that was built 112 years ago could not have been prepared at any level for the climate change issues we see today. And so this new bridge will be built to be resilient. It will be built to make certain that as we face more severe storms, more severe weather events, that it will stand and it will continue to operate. And we won't lose it for 3 weeks if we should ever have another major storm. But what it also does, it benefits the marine community, and that shouldn't be overlooked. The design of this bridge improves the navigation channel geometry, making it safer for boats to pass by. And I would assume, Mayor, to support that ferry service that you're so anxious to provide, and we are so anxious to support. Replacing the Raritan River Bridge is the type of long-term investment that increases our infrastructure's resiliency and reliability for decades to come. And it is so important as we plan all modes of transportation that we take resiliency and climate change into consideration. And that is a commitment the Governor has made, and it is a commitment that we will all live up to as we plan new transportation projects for New Jersey. By doing that, we improve the quality of life for thousands of customers using New Jersey Transit to get to work or who take the train to visit the shore. And certainly to all the frontline workers at New Jersey Transit who serve us every day, but as we improve this bridge, we'll have to make one less excuse for why a train is not on time. So with that, Governor, thank you so much for having me here, certainly for supporting all that we're doing in transportation for the benefit of the state of New Jersey.
I echo my thanks to Tim and his colleagues. Diane, we announced, I guess yesterday, another $600 million into shovel-ready projects out of the Transportation Trust Fund, and that is not inclusive of this project, so this is from a prior bucket. But that includes, Mayor, and I know Craig knows this, and Yvonne and Ronnie and Charlie, that includes significant investments in ferries both here as well as in Carteret. And we're honored to be your partner in that. So better days. With that, again, another leader without whom this does not happen. Please help me welcome the President and CEO of NJ Transit, Kevin Corbin.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Commissioner. Thanks to all colleagues and guests here today for coming to celebrate this historic groundbreaking. Before I get into a few brief remarks, I would like to also recognize, aside from Tim Kearney and aside from Conrail, appreciate your support throughout the state and also on national issues as we deal with a number of things that confront the industry. So Conrail is a great partner in that as well. I also like to recognize the UTCA, Utility and Transportation Contractors Association, and its CEO, Bobby Semper Fi, China, and also the ACEC, American Council of Engineering Companies, New Jersey chapter, and his president, Joe Fielder-Leafso. And Bobby and Joe are big supporters and have been from the beginning when we came in of New Jersey Transit and helping us get the work out, get the word, and really being advocates for us throughout the state. and within their members. So it's certainly the design work comes out of Joe's membership, and then obviously on the construction side here comes out of Bobby's group. So with that, I would like to say that we've also, obviously, as the governor said, a shout out certainly and congratulations to George Harms Construction. Really, the bid, we were very happy that the bid came in under the engineer's estimate, and we certainly, the importance that we have a good reputation with the FTA and FRA. So as we look to continue our capital program, the importance that we deliver this project on time, on budget, is really the focus is going to be on, because our reputation, we will build on success when you deliver that. And George, and to you and your crew, certainly have full confidence that you will do that. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to New Jersey Transit's Capital Projects Group. It took 2 years of hard work as we rebuilt the department, getting projects long backlog that have been dormant for years, getting that going while putting together a really impressive 5-year capital plan. That's Eric Leo and Rich Schaefer over there, and their team deserve a lot of praise as well. I think it's, as some of you know, that as the governor talked about this being the critical link, it is also, as we look to rebuild the economy, right now with the pandemic, we obviously see ridership down, but the ridership providing regular, reliable service, safe, clean service to as the economy comes back, as New York gets reinvigorated for, we have roughly 11,000 daily customers, or roughly 22,000 trips a day, and this is critical. And Tim's Conrail moves over 2 million tons of freight annually over on Conrail over this bridge. So after 112 years with the significant damage that Superstorm Sandy did, which is why we have speed restrictions and other limitations on the current bridge, it is certainly long overdue to be replaced. Obviously, the new design that was constructed, that you'll be seeing constructed, is going to allow for much greater resiliency and takes into account the lessons learned from Sandy. I would point out that this is just one of the long-stalled projects in our 5-year capital plan, and really, Governor, thank you for all the support that you've given us to get to where we are today. In 2017, the year before we came in, New Jersey Transit had approximately $60 million in hard money contracts out in the street. Since 2018, we have $2.3 billion, including this project, and capital projects that are currently underway or soon to be in the procurement process. And that figure does not include the Portal Bridge project that the governor mentioned, estimated at $1.8 billion. So, and as you saw, we just recently got the funding commitment for $766 million from the FTA. So in total, we have more than $4 billion in construction work, not only improve our transit system, critically needed, but also add thousands of jobs and billions in economic activity for New Jersey and the entire region over the next several years. And I think, Governor, if ever there's a time to need that, this would be the time. And I would point out that when other transit agencies around the country are pulling back on their capital plan and have been really hit by a pandemic, certainly we've been hit hard, but I think it's important to note that we've kept moving projects forward, even going to notice to proceed for projects during the pandemic. So we are using this as an opportunity to really help revitalize New Jersey Transit, but making lemonade out of lemon, really moving and accelerating the projects that we do have and that we were coming out. So, Governor, I assure you there'll be a lot more to come going forward, and thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Kevin. I think this is you. I want to reiterate the thanks to the Harms Corporation. George is here, and thank you for that. But Bobby and I were on yesterday, and likewise to Joe, and I should note that his father was here. This original bridge was dedicated in 1996. I will tell him it was in the Roosevelt administration, Teddy. This is a big day. I alluded to this. I think if you're dealt the hand that we're dealt as a state, with both the nation's #1 public system, the innovation so pervasive on one hand, and our location on the other, it basically comes, to me at least, and Craig, I know you are in silent agreement, play that hand. Don't try to be something you're not, and don't underplay your hand. So back up the truck on talent, and make sure that we've got the best talent in the nation, if not the world, and back up the truck underpinning your location, which is why we're leaning in as hard as we are on infrastructure investments, whether it's DOT generally, NJ Transit, green economy, offshore wind, you name it. Let's own our location. And today is a part of that story. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here today. I thank each and every one of you, both the folks up here who have spoken, and Fred, thank you for so graciously hosting us, Diane, Kevin, certainly you, Craig, to all of our distinguished guests, our brothers and sisters in labor. With that, I'm told we're going to do a ceremonial groundbreaking. I have that right? Thank you all. That's it, right? Okay.
Get that at the feed that back later.
Live view. Never seen that.
It's old.
Is it? It looks new just because it's small, but